Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2021 BMW M440i, a coupe bred from pure athleticism. It's the second generation of the 4 Series with an all-new, cool, eye-grabbing kidney grille design featuring a 3-dimensional mesh structure. There's more power, more torque, more performance than the last generation. With its new B58 inline 3-liter 6-cylinder turbocharged engine with 382 horsepower and the latest 48-volt mild hybrid technology for improved efficiency. But this thing can take you from 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. It also has the latest technology and safety. Trust me, it's a very smart car with standard collision mitigation, pedestrian detection, lane departure, and blind spot. In other words, if you're looking for power, elegance, and technological savvy, this is your car. Today, we're picking up LSU's energetic men's basketball head coach, Will Wade. Now, I'm going to try and talk about anything other than basketball. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Good luck. It's time to go cruising with coaches. What's up, Coach?
How we doing, man?
I'm good, man.
Good
Just
to see
cruising. To get the seats right for you, I guess, today.
You're good now.
You good? All right.
So my seatbelt on? Are you a good driver, or do I need to have my seatbelt on?
Better put your seatbelt on. Here we go. See if I can get through the gate here.
We just thought this would be fun, hang out, talk a little bit. Non-basketball.
The ultimate driving machine. Your favorite spot.
Yeah, and this is the ultimate driving machine. So the first thing I was going to ask you, and I don't think I've ever asked you this before. Obviously, we know you're the fiery coach on the sideline. Fans love it. I love it. You've pumped me up. Coach Brady gets pumped up, during the game. Most of the time, like right now, you're pretty calm and collected. But when that competitive fire hits, you get pretty fired up. Like, I've met your parents. Which one is the fiery one? Or are they both fiery?
No, my mom is very, very
She
fiery.
was the administrator, right?
Yes,
like school.
Yeah, she was a principal. My dad is calm. Nothing bothers him. Nothing ever gets to him. My mother is fiery, and you do not want to cross her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's, I get most of that from my mom. My language as well.
Yeah, well, I like the fact that you're pretty laid back. I think the players probably know, they know when it's time to be laid back and have a good time, and then they know when it's time to work. And that's, to me, my mom was a teacher, so it's kind of like I kind of know that there's a place and a time for everything, and then there's time for serious business, and sometimes there's time for correction.
Yeah, there's no doubt. No, we have fun when we're off the court and playing around with them and listening to music and, have a good time. But when it's down to, it's on the court, it's all about business. We've all got a job to do, and we got to get it done. That's me, that's the players, that's our managers, that's everybody. We treat everybody like family off the court, but when it gets down to it, like we got to get down to work, and everybody's got a job to do, and it's time to execute your job to the best of your ability.
Yeah, goodness knows. I mean, families, they fight sometimes. That's some knockdown dragouts. Speaking of music, I'm so glad you brought it up. So I've got all this stuff here selected. And I know I asked you before, because there's times where I'm sure you're going to watch a kid play, or you got meetings to go to or something. You're in your vehicle, and you've learned enough about me to know I'm a car guy and I'm a music guy. And you put me in a car going longer than 10 minutes, I got to find like some tunes. And I asked you before, so I've got all this here.
Well, I actually have XM in my own car. I listen to 48.
48.
Heart and Soul.
Oh, all right. Well, this is kind of our guest, so we want to make sure we got a little little heart and soul going. Oh,
see.
All right. Well, let me see the artist. Who do we got here? Give us. I got to admit, I'm not on Heart and Soul a lot.
You weren't expecting this, were you?
No, I wasn't expecting that for sure. But I'm not on Heart and Soul a lot. I'm down there at Ozzy's Boneyard and Hair Nation a lot. So we got Melanie Fiona.
That's right.
All right. And I guess, I'm just going to ask.
I don't listen to a ton of music in the car. I'm usually on the phone. I'm usually, working, doing some things. But when I do, 48. Oh, wow, you got a little get up and go in this segment.
Yeah, listen to this baby purr.
I like this.
No chance at all that you're ever caught singing along, or you just take it cerebrally?
No chance.
Yeah.
Zero chance.
Yeah, well, that's not the case with me. I'm trying to keep from singing. Luckily, I don't know the song.
Luckily, you don't know the words probably to this one.
Yeah. So,
What was young Will Wade like? And I want to talk a little bit about, your background, how you got to coaching, but, what was 14-year-old Will Wade like? If I could go back and find some of your buddies, what would they say?
Pretty much competitive and everything, and I was actually a competitive golfer for a long time. Not any good anymore because I don't ever get to play, but I was a pretty competitive golfer and played on a junior tour in Tennessee and that sort of thing. And so I was, I get your competitive juices flowing.
Were you country club Will Wade golfer, or were you like cart boy?
No, I worked my way through high school, and no, we weren't a member of any country club or anything like that. I played at some municipal courses and just played around town. I had some friends that were members of country clubs. I'd piggyback off that, but I had a range membership at a place. There's some summers I'd just go sit there and hit balls for 7-8 hours a day and work on it, but it's not like riding a bike. I can't just pick it back up and do it now.
Yeah, I was going to say, we often talk and I give you a hard time because I know you're so locked in on basketball and making LSU basketball better every single day. And when that happens, you obviously don't have a lot of time for hobbies. And as you said, you don't even get a chance to play golf all that much anymore.
I maybe play 3 or 4 times a year. Usually it's some sort of scramble or something, something along those lines. But usually 3 or 4 times a year is about enough for me.
When did you decide you wanted to go into coaching? Obviously you had the competitive fire. You were competing as a golfer, but when did it translate into basketball and coaching? When you got to Clemson?
Yeah, well, my whole plan the whole time was just to be a high school coach and teacher. My degree's in secondary education, actually student taught, if you can believe that. So to get my
gotta be video somewhere. Right?
I don't know if you want the video of the student teaching, but I taught at Daniel High School, actually, where Pistol Pete went to high school, believe it or not.
Yeah.
When his dad when Press was the coach at Clemson, but my original plan was to just be a high school teacher, high school basketball coach. I'd have been perfectly happy doing that, and then when I graduated, Coach Purnell was like, "Look, man, why don't you stay around, get a graduate degree?" And he gave me an opportunity to get a graduate degree and be a GA, and then I never left. I never left college basketball after that.
Wow.
So it was really nothing was intentional.
I gotta believe because you've talked about you read a lot, so you're studious and you're interested in how things work and how things are built. And I know you talked about studying leaders and some traits that kind of fit all leaders. I have to believe you kind of approached basketball probably the same way you approached like school in high school and school in college. Like you got to get at the information, and then on top of that, you got to practice.
Yeah, I was pretty regimented would probably be the right term in high school and college. I was one of the few people in college that took all my classes in the morning. Some people take their class in the morning, so by the time they wake up, they're done with class. I actually went to class in the morning, and I'd have all 8 a.m.s and be done by 11:30 or 12, so I had the whole day to do what I wanted to do.
I tried that one semester. I went in and I said, I'm going to do, actually my freshman year, I said, you know what? I'm going to force myself. 8 a.m. classes, and I'm going to be done by 11:30. I got the rest of the day, and that lasted about a semester for me.
I did that almost every semester.
Yeah.
Just tried to be regimented and disciplined with what I was doing, and that's what I try to create, that discipline and regimen for our guys, so they know what they're getting every day. They know what they got every day, and hopefully that carries over when they leave us with their life as well.
All right. Do you ever take time away from basketball? And I know you and I've talked about it before. Currently, we're cruising around. It is technically the off season, if there is such a thing. I don't believe it exists anymore.
Not anymore with the old transfer portal.
That's true. But when you do, if you can carve some time out, do you find time to? Can you get away from basketball?
Not very much. I'll go. My wife and daughter love the beach, so we go over there a couple times, but I'll let them stay for a week, and I'll go for about 3 days and come back. I just can't stand being, they laugh at me. I put my phone in a Ziploc bag when we're on the beach with the sand and everything.
Oh, you're that guy.
But yeah, I'm that guy. But I'll go for 3 or 4 days. I have a hard time when our players are on campus not being here. I feel like I should be here anytime our players are on campus. Like our guys are leaving soon after exams, and you can gun it through there now.
Yeah, got to get through it.
You know, our guys are leaving soon after exams, and so I feel better when our guys aren't here. So there's a couple weeks in May, a couple weeks in August when our guys are gone that I don't mind getting away for a little bit. But it's tough for me. I feel like when you bring a kid on campus, when you bring a kid into your program, the head coach should be around every day that they're here. If something goes wrong, if they need something, like you should be here. And so I have a hard time getting away when it's when we have folks on campus. Plus, I really don't like to vacation or anything like that anyway.
So is there an interest? Like, is there something? I know you like to read, but
Yeah,
I gotta believe you're still trying to relate that back to basketball somehow as a leader. But is there any other interest you have?
Not really.
If you had free time?
No, I mean, I'd probably pick back up my golf game if I had free time. Try to get a little bit better at, try to get my putting stroke a little bit better. But,
Dream vacation if you could go. Like if all your players said, Coach, look, we're going away for 2 weeks. Where do we want to go?
I've always wanted to go to Fiji.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Fiji. In fact, we planned it at one point, and then we just kind of fell through.
Basketball got in the way.
Well, it sounds good to say I'm going to get away in 2 weeks, for 2 weeks in February. Then when you get a month out, it's like, I don't really know if I want to be gone for 2 weeks, especially out in the middle of the Pacific. And it's hard to get to. It takes a day to get there, but so it sounded good in planning and theory, but we never ended up going.
All right, so if I told you, obviously golfing is something that you would do if you had more time to do. But if I said, hey, Coach, you have to pick one of these hobbies, it's mandated that you pick one of these hobbies, would you pick gardening, cooking, or fishing? And why?
None of the above? No.
I know. I didn't give you a D.
No, I would pick fishing. I've actually been fishing a few times here with some folks. And I've enjoyed it. It's kind of relaxing. I'd pick fishing. Gardening's way too monotonous for me. Cooking, I'm not a very good cook, and I don't like too much work. Too much work. You got to prepare everything. You got to cook it. Then you've got to clean it, and that'd be too much work for your food.
See, I guessed fishing or
but
gardening.
But fishing. You're outside. It's relaxing. You
can also take some time. See, I do a little of all three, and cooking would be the last.
I knew you cooked.
Yeah, because
had that dip. Of
yeah, that dip. I wanted to bring it, but this is a brand new car, and it might get messy in here.
Yeah, we can't do that.
But you're busy, and just when you start to drift off a little bit, the pot overflows or something burns. Fishing, you can go out even by yourself, and if you just want some time away, and you can think about basketball. You can think about this defense or that defense. But I also thought gardening might do. You put a little garden there behind your house, a few tomatoes, and you still it's just you and the garden. And
we
you go
actually
out.
have my daughter we have a lemon tree in the back of our yard. My daughter likes to go pick the lemons and make some homemade lemonade from time to time.
That's nice.
Not my thing. My daughter and wife.
She goes
handle the lemon tree.
Wow.
But she likes it.
Man, I tell you, it's do you like crawfish?
I do like crawfish.
Do you? Do you eat a lot of it?
I do.
Oh.
I had some last weekend. Actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We had a crawfish boil last weekend. I had some last weekend.
I take it for what it's worth. That kind of surprised me. I didn't. Not that I didn't think you like seafood. I didn't know.
I like seafood. You see me eat.
Yeah. I just didn't know you were a crawfish guy.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
A lot of work. You got to peel it. A lot of work. But
yeah.
But no,
my son and I eat a lot of crawfish. My wife and daughter.
I love
not
the
so
corn
much.
and potatoes sauce.
That's
the
best
whole
part.
deal.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Love the whole part of it.
No doubt about it. What's the thing you love most about Louisiana since you've been here? Because you and I both didn't grow up here, so we've kind of, learned the state. I've always told people that if you do move here and you're not from here, people say, well, how do people take to you? And I've always thought if you embrace the culture, embrace their music, embrace the things that people love here, you're gonna fit right in.
Oh yeah.
Right at the beginning.
I mean, I think that's the answer. Is the people.
Yeah.
Just the people we've met, the people I've met, the friendships I've made. They just welcome you with open arms, and they're the nicest, most hospitable people in the country, and they have a heck of a time with anything. That's one thing I've learned. They can turn anything into we can turn anything into a party, or anything into something that's quite a bit of fun. So I love the people. I love the culture, and obviously the food. I've put on quite a bit of weight since I've been down here. I'm trying to lose some this off season, see if I can lose a little bit of this weight that I've put on. But every meal is you got dessert, you got the appetizers, you got the shrimp. So I love the food, I love the people, and just the overall culture and the happiness and the joyfulness that everybody down here has.
Speaking of exercising, where are we at with the running?
I don't know what day we're on, but we're way up there. We're over 6 years, I believe, now.
Wow. So
I did 6 miles this morning, Chris.
Yeah, no, that's impressive.
6 miles. It's a little muggy, a little hot. This is my favorite time to run, when I can get up really early, and it's like it was 78 degrees at 5:30 this morning when I started.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love it when it's really hot and muggy like that.
Are we anywhere close? We're back here on camp. Anywhere close to your regular route?
I ran this route this morning. This was one. I have like 3 routes. This is one of my routes. I ran this route this morning.
Does that help because it's not monotonous? Because you can break it up in 3 different ways.
I break it up. I got one that goes along the lakes. I got one that's along the lakes. I got one that cuts through the outer part of campus, and I got one that's the outer part to the inner part of campus. So I'm able to keep progress on what buildings are going up, or what's going on here, what's going on there.
You're in the know with what's happening on campus.
I gotta see everything, and you see some odd things sometimes. I found some IDs last week.
Oh yeah.
Like somebody dropped some IDs on a Friday morning, so you never know.
Lost and found.
Never know. Yeah, of course. You never know what you're gonna find early in the morning running around campus.
So is running. I gotta believe running. Number one is for exercise and stay in shape. Number two, probably the discipline of it. Now that you've gone 6 years plus,
it's the discipline. You can't outrun a bad diet. I still eat terribly, but I like it gets my mind going. It gives me time to think. Gives me time to process stuff. I plan my day. I plan different. I go through conversations I need to have. I go through tough conversations I'm going to have for that day, and how to approach those, and just gives me time to think and figure things out, and get a good sweat in. Feels like I like always feeling like I accomplished something at the beginning of the day. I always run at the beginning of the day, as you know. So I like feeling, this is another one of my running routes. I always like feeling like I've accomplished something to start the day. I think that gets the day off to a good start.
Damn, you're starting to inspire me a little bit. Maybe I should accomplish something by 7 a.m. or 7:30 in the morning.
You get plenty accomplished.
I'm
You're
lucky.
Working on those game sheets. You got all sorts of stuff going on.
Game sheets.
What are they called?
The spotting charts. You're right. Game sheets. I just love that you give me hell about it all the time.
I always like to look at them. You always have some interesting notes on there. I'm always peeking at them when we're doing the pregame interview. See what you got on there.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got that and then some. But you also know I got the secret weapon. I got Kent Lowe. So
that's right.
I'm usually going to be able to find something that
he's got some obscure. He can come up with some obscure things now.
So if you weren't coaching basketball, but let's say that again, because of your background, because of your mom and probably your father, but you wanted to be in a teaching type of role, sports related. What other sport do you think you would at least maybe even like to try coaching?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't have enough I don't have enough knowledge of any other sport really to be good enough to coach anything. I am a big football fan. Like, I love football, but I couldn't move 22 people around on the field. You need to manipulate the matchups and move all that around. Those guys are a lot smarter than we are. But I love football. I love, I go over to football practice some. I love watching football practice and seeing what they got going on. But I think the football always has the best organizations, because you've got offensive coordinators basically in charge of the offense, defensive coordinators in charge of the defense, the head coach kind of oversees everything. You got a special teams coordinator, and so me, I like the details. I'd love to probably be a special teams coordinator, be able to hone in on, see if you can find some hidden points, block a few kicks, things like that, in special teams. But I love football. I love college football. I love Saturday nights when we're playing, and it's a lot of fun.
We're out here by LSU's Lakes, which obviously, as you said, is one of your routes, and I don't blame you.
This is one of the new construction sorority houses here on the right.
Yeah, I'm sure you were the first.
I got to watch it go up the entire. I got to watch it go up the entire time. Check the progress over the last year and a half. See, so you can learn stuff. This is one of my routes. This is one of my longer routes.
So usually
this is a 4.5 mile route here.
Ooh, this is a pretty popular spot. Obviously, a lot of people are out there bettering themselves with a little exercise. I know you do it early, but I mean,
there's some running groups. There's a lot of running groups.
Do you get stopped? Do people like, hey, coach? I mean,
every
what
once
do you
in
do?
a while,
Do you stop, or do you say, hey, man, I got to keep going?
I kind of give it a wave and keep rolling. I have my earbuds in. I'm usually listening to either a podcast or movie, or a podcast or music, and
so you could possibly
believe it or not, I listen to country music when I run.
Now we're talking. Hold on, country music when you run?
Yeah,
but just when you run?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was going to find you a little country, but
Country's
we're not running.
In the 50s.
Oh, look at you.
You're going the wrong way.
I see. I'm never in the country zone, so.
You're in the 56 is the main one.
Oh, there we go. The highway.
See?
What do we got here?
You gotta know how to work your.
We got DJ. We got one of those annoying announcers. Just play the music, man. Oh.
They gotta pay the bills, as you know, Chris.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Hey, by the way, we're passing the Ag Center, the big Ag building here. And have you been in it yet?
Oh yeah, I've been in there.
It's something, isn't it? To think that's where Maravich was holding court.
Crazy.
To look inside that building.
Crazy.
It would be
still
nice.
looks pretty good. The seats are still in decent shape. I mean, the floor's a little dirty from other things that
we ought to play a game though, right?
Been trying to.
I know, it'd be awesome.
I've been trying to. I've been met with some resistance. But,
well, let's say there's a little bit of logistics involved.
There's some logistical issues. There's no Wi-Fi in there. You can't even run a clock in there right now. There's some
no LEDs.
There's some potential logistical issues. But I do think the fun and the value of it would. I don't think anybody who came to that game would care about any of that.
No,
obviously we got to have clocks and stuff, but I don't think they're expecting the amenities that you would get at a PMAC or Tiger Stadium or the box or.
No, the nostalgia alone, people.
Yeah, I think people would be excited about it, and we can figure all that of it out.
All right, so
that's the way I look.
We're silently and slowly. We're still working on it.
We're still working on it. Slowly. Probably the best. The best term for that.
How about a little Mary
You got
Morris?
A gate pass here?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good. You came
You
prepared.
probably just drive by and they just open it, right?
I don't. I just.
How about Mary Morris? You big fan of Mary Morris?
No.
That's what's playing right now. The Bones, Good Bones, something like that.
I don't know. I don't know this one.
I think she's pretty popular. That doesn't sound like country though, does it? Is that country?
No, most of it isn't these days.
Huh. Most of it isn't these days. See, the Commodores are on another.
I like this one though.
Yeah, easy like Sunday morning. Yeah.
Got the dairy over here. You been there and gotten any ice cream?
Yeah.
You got any ice cream there?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it is really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Came over one of the first weeks I was here.
I hate running by this building here because you see yourself in the reflection and how slow you're going.
So what's the most important part about what you're running? Distance, the calories burned, or are you looking at speed?
I look at the calories burned. I try to keep my miles. I try to run them in 8.5 minutes or so if I can. But that doesn't always hold.
Man, that is such a foreign language. Like I'll go out and you got your digital watches that'll give you all that
Mine's
info.
on my phone. I keep it all on my phone.
So I'm, that's what I'm looking at is calories. I don't.
Keeps the amount of miles I've run every month, that sort of thing. Whew. I log it and keep it.
Wow, I'd say it's pretty high then, huh?
Yeah.
How was it running in the room? And is that what you did?
For 2 days. I ran in the 2 days we were in quarantine. I ran in the room. Yeah, I ran 1.5 miles each day in the room, and then once we could get out, Nelson reserved me a time. And I would go to the treadmills in the practice facility, and we could run on the treadmills. So
I'm no expert, obviously, but I do. You probably see me when we travel. I can't stay in a hotel room too long. I just get, cabin fever. So I usually.
They know about your specialty pillows that you bring?
Yeah. No, I hadn't discussed that yet.
Oh.
It hadn't come up, but
okay.
But it needs to be a foam pillow.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
Down pillows.
Chris
create
is always traveling with with these foam pillows to make sure his hotel room is correct.
Yeah, I literally
things you learn when you travel with people. For
I
4
went
years.
to Lexington with baseball and did not have any foam pillows with me, and apparently the hotel was completely out of foam pillows, so I literally slept in the bed with no pillows. And I hadn't done that. That's like really just falling asleep on the floor.
Couldn't you just go purchase some?
Yeah, but I don't know.
You didn't want to.
I don't know how.
You didn't want to go to that.
I don't know if how to expense that. I may have to explain that one, and
I got you.
I have to write too many
Well,
notes.
it helps
in.
your voice. It would help.
Yeah.
You can find something.
Yeah, that's true. Do you like outside better than treadmill? Because again, I'm no
Much
expert,
better.
but
I
I
love
can't.
outside.
Treadmill, I get so bored.
The treadmill's the last resort. If I can do anything but the treadmill, I will. The treadmill's the last resort.
You know who needs a car like this, Coach? You and I both know somebody who needs a car like this. After driving it 20 minutes.
Who needs a car like this?
Coach John Brady.
Yes, he does. He'd love this thing.
With his lifestyle, man, to pull up in this thing.
He'd love it. He'd be whipping it back and forth to Destin every week. His condo in Destin.
Oh man, well I've enjoyed it.
Too far to get to Sarasota, Fort Myers, but he could get back and forth to Destin in this bad boy.
Oh, Coach, I've enjoyed it, man. I'm sure you got something to do, some work to do, huh?
We got a little bit of work.
Hey, where do
to
you want me to drop you off at?
We'll drop off right here. I can walk over.
Yeah, because I don't even know if I can get back to your building.
I'm good.
All right.
See you, man.
See you, Coach. Go Tigers, man. And think about gardening, because after you run and you think about things, then when you've done it during the day, you can go back and garden and think about, did you do it that way again? Gives you a chance to continue.
I'll give it a thought. I'll get back to you on that. See you, bud.
All right.
Well, basketball wasn't the only thing we talked about. My thanks to head coach Will Wade taking a ride with us inside the BMW 440i. Also, thanks to BMW for letting us borrow their sweet ride. Hey, by the way, want to get behind the ultimate driving machine on the ultimate track? Just visit your local BMW dealership between May 24th and June 24th and test drive a BMW, and you'll be entered into the ultimate track experience, with the grand prize winner and a guest winning a one-night, two-day trip to the BMW Performance Center in Greer, South Carolina, along with LSU and BMW merchandise. Sweepstakes period only open May 24th through June 24th, so don't wait. Hurry in now.